Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. The festive season is upon us and a lot of people are probably going to have some holiday parties coming up soon. So I put together a list of fragrances that I love to wear for a night out on the town. When I'm getting really dressed up, maybe a red lip, high heels, sequins, sparkly dresses, things like that. These are the fragrances that I grab most often. They're bold, they're beautiful, but they're confidence boosters. They're head-turning fragrances that are truly going to stand out in a crowd, and I think that's exactly what you should go for when you're going out for the night. I am starting with a newer addition to my collection, but I have had the opportunity to wear her out a few times, and I absolutely love this fragrance. So I have a feeling this is going to be a go-to for the holiday parties this year. This is Rouge Smoking from BDK Parfums. You can see it has this vibrant red juice. It just looks provocative. It looks like the type of fragrance that you should wear for a night out on the town, and that is the perfect setting. Key notes include bergamot, cherry accord, pink peppercorn, black vanilla, heliotrope, ambroxan, cashmeran, tonka bean, labdanum, and white musks. It smells a bit like a cherry cola dessert initially, but then as it dries down, it becomes so elegant. And I love a cherry fragrance. I love vanilla, but this is not a lost cherry wannabe. It is so different. I get a lot of spiciness right away. Spiciness, cherry, almost smells a little bit Christmassy or a little bit like the holidays. And musk. Musk immediately comes through. It's so pretty. It definitely has wow factor. I mean, this fragrance to me embodies the bold red lip for a night out on the town. I don't know where else you would wear this fragrance. It definitely leans evening, cooler weather, maybe fall, winter. It's sensual and feminine, but it's not over the top. It's not like you're trying too hard when you wear this fragrance. You're just going to smell really incredible and people aren't going to know what it is you're wearing because this fragrance is very beloved by fragrance lovers, the fragrance community. In fact, I'm very late to the game talking about this fragrance. However, I think for the most part, you're not going to get a lot of people wearing this fragrance. It's one of those if you know type of fragrances, and if you know, you're probably going to be wearing this for your next holiday party because it is outstanding, and there are not many fragrances I would grab before this one. And these are in no particular order. I'm not attempting to rank these fragrances, but I did grab these next because I wore this combination more recently, and it is a combination, so I hate to talk about it, but I've been wearing it so much that I feel like I just have to share. Do with this information what you will. This is Burberry Goddess. This is a new launch, and Tom Ford Mer Mystère. Very pricey, I know. And just for your information, Sephora is doing their Fragrance for All event again this year. So December 13th through the 24th, I believe. It's a one-time coupon, but you can get 20% off your fragrance purchase. So if any of these that are available at Sephora catch your eye, or maybe you have your eye on something else, just mark your calendar, make sure you get your savings. Burberry Goddess is very vanilla forward. It's like all different types of vanilla, and it's beautiful, especially if you love vanilla, you're gonna love this. But the Mer Mystère gives it that edge, gives it a little spiciness, a little smoky, leathery, unisex quality that I think really elevates Burberry Goddess. They're beautiful on their own, but I remember trying them together and I thought, I wonder if those will layer nicely, and they do. So now I can't wear one without the other. To me, these are just married, and if I wear one, I'm gonna spritz the other, and I love the way they smell together. And there really isn't a perfect formula. You can kind of spritz to your heart's desire, whatever combination you prefer. I generally will do maybe 2 to 4 ratio, where I'll do 2 spritzes of the Tom Ford, maybe one on each side, and then I follow that up with 4 spritzes of the Burberry Goddess. So a little bit more of the Burberry Goddess, but you could probably do equal parts and it would be fine. You just spray with abandon until your heart is content. It smells so good. I cannot get over it. I feel like I discovered something really special, so that's another reason why I keep talking about it, but I also just really love wearing it. Another thing I've noticed when I spritz the combination, the Burberry Goddess does tend to dry down pretty soft quickly, whereas the Tom Ford lingers a little bit longer. I really do think it helps with the overall longevity of the fragrance. Like when I wear this combination, I can smell myself hours and hours later, which I love because it smells amazing. Out of all of the Kayali fragrances, the one that really screams holiday party to me is Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli 64. And I don't think this fragrance gets enough hype. I don't think it's talked about enough. Maybe that's because Kayali has just been cranking out all of the new launches. I don't know if it ever got its true moment in the spotlight, but it's an amazing fragrance. I love the beautiful gold bottle. It looks very luxurious. Keynotes include vanilla, golden rum, creme brulee, brown sugar, royal oud, and sugared patchouli. It is definitely one of the boldest, I would say the boldest, and one of the most long-lasting Kayali fragrances in my collection. I want to say at this point I have all of them. Ooh. Wow. It's just bam, powerful, unapologetic. It's a ferocious fragrance, which I kind of like for a night out on the town. It's not the type of fragrance that I'm gonna grab on a regular basis, but for a night out, yes. Could be a girl's night out. Whenever you're letting your hair down, you're just out to have a good time. This is a good time fragrance for sure. It has just the right amount of sweetness to it. I love the edible notes, how it has the brown sugar, creme brulee, golden rum. So you know it's going to smell very gourmand, almost like baked goods. And it does, but it smells delicious. Like it makes my mouth water. Not overly sweet, not cloying. Doesn't have a sticky artificial sugar type of scent, not at all. And the oud is really beautiful and the patchouli is really beautiful. It is just the perfect combination. If you had to put these notes together, this would be the ideal way to blend them together. It's just so harmonious. This is the fragrance, I think, of all of the Kayali fragrances that is a little bit more like, wow, has that boom, oud, patchouli, I'm here. You're gonna smell me from a mile away, and I absolutely love it. This is so brilliant. It was such a masterful fragrance. Doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. Let me be the one to remind you just how good this fragrance smells. And another very princessy oud fragrance is Royal Princess Oud from Creed. This is a real showstopper and it is so different from most of the fragrances on my list. I would say it's different from most of the fragrances that I'm typically drawn towards because it just doesn't really smell like everything else. It's not overly sweet, it's not overly feminine and flirty, and it's just powerful. It's one of those fragrances that it just exudes royalty. The keynotes include bergamot, rose, sweet violet, jasmine, vanilla, patchouli, iris, benzoin, sandalwood, and stearax. It's described as a passionate fragrance taken from high tea to grand balls. This enchanting scent is like a modern day little red dress. That's really the perfect description, and I love that it comes in the little red bottle. I think a little red dress is also the perfect holiday attire, perfect for a holiday party. It's amazing. I guess I get the bergamot right away. It's very zesty and vibrant. And then a little rose, some of the floral notes. I don't know what it is about it, but it does remind me a little bit of Christmas for some reason. So I think it's just perfect for the holidays. And you have to be dressed up. I mean, this smells just like a special occasion type of fragrance. It's another one that I don't know when else I would wear it. It's not every day. It's not one of those, oh, you're just gonna grab the fragrance, spritz it on and go. I mean, maybe for you, but I feel like wearing this fragrance in and of itself is an occasion. This next fragrance is not very well known. It's not really widely available, and I feel bad talking about it, but I feel like I have to because it is truly one of the best fragrances in my entire collection. I do not say that lightly. It's just one of the best. It's one of my favorites. It's one of those fragrances that I could wear anytime. But I do really love it. I think because I love it so much, a holiday party, you know, one of those occasions where you want to smell your best, you want to feel really confident. I would grab this. It's not necessarily a fall winter fragrance or a holiday fragrance. Doesn't remind me of Christmas. It just reminds me of smelling amazing. So that's why it's on the list. Orchidee Rouge is something else. It is, wow. It's all of my favorite things. I think that's what it is. It's almost as if the master perfumer knew exactly what I like in fragrances and whipped up something magical just for me. This feels like a custom fragrance. I just connect with it on that level. Keynotes include bergamot, cinnamon, orange, elemi, vanilla, heliotrope, almond, ylang ylang, caramel, benzoin, and musk. If you really like vanilla and almond and cinnamon and musk, you will love this fragrance because that's really what stands out to me. Vanilla and almond, but it doesn't smell overly simple. I don't know what it is in there. It's almost maybe a pinch of honey. There's something in there that just tickles my brain. It is so addicting. I don't know what I'm smelling, but it just smells mesmerizing. It's so good. It's very dreamy, whimsical, a slightly seductive fragrance. It's a bit soft and cozy. It's so wearable. It's really lovable. I think this is just an easy grab and go fragrance, non-offensive. I know it's tough, blind buying fragrances without smelling them, but I say this with my full chest. I feel really confident. If you love the notes that we talked about, you are going to love this. It's just a no-brainer. Impeccable. Another one of my favorite fragrances to wear this time of year is an oldie goldie TriBeCa from Bond No. 9 New York. I've had this one for a while. I know I've talked about it quite a bit. I did my best to mix in the new with the old, but sometimes there are those old tried and true favorites that are still amazing no matter what. It's warm and spicy. Keynotes include Cacao Absolute, Green Hazelnut, Jasmine Sambac Absolute, Cedarwood, Ambroxan, Moss, and Caramel. Warm and spicy caramel is definitely what I pick up on. It just smells chic and fancy, but also like dessert at the same time. I love it. I don't know if it's the white bottle, but I just think of like an all white winter, like an all winter white outfit. The ladies who lunch at the Ritz Paris or maybe the Park Plaza Hotel in New York City, they shop at Bergdorf Goodman's on the weekends. This is the fragrance that I imagine them wearing. And because it has that spice factor, it just reminds me of Christmas time. Like a Christmas cocktail. It's a bit nostalgic as well. It reminds me of Christmases past. And there's kind of a homey quality as well, or something very comforting about this fragrance. A familiarity, like catching up with an old friend. It just smells insane. It smells so good. And the projection is incredible, and it's the type of fragrance that smells so good that you want other people to smell you. It would be a waste if you left the house and nobody complimented you on this fragrance. But they will. Hedonist by Victoria Minya is definitely a party fragrance. It could be a holiday party, any sort of soiree year-round, but it is definitely getting dressed up, looking impeccable, pulling out your nicest jewelry, wearing your highest heels. You're doing hair, makeup, the works. You are sparing no expense. This is the type of fragrance that you wear on a night like that. So of course, a holiday party, this would be a great choice. It's one of those fragrances that just captures a mood. It makes you feel so fabulous. It's opulent. It has little crystals inside the fragrance. I mean, the bottle itself, I think, is very pretty, but it just tells you a lot about the fragrance and the type of woman who wears it, or the woman you will be when you wear this fragrance. It is a special occasion in a bottle. It smells very luxe, very glam. It's very feminine. It's a little bit sweet, but not too sweet. There's a warmth and a solar quality. It smells like a ray of sunshine and honey. It was love at first sniff for me when I first discovered this fragrance. I knew, yes, I am absolutely purchasing that fragrance. I don't care what the price is. I don't even think I asked the price. If I were attending holiday parties in Palm Beach this year, I would wear Hedonist, definitely. At this point, I think we can all agree that Spiritueuse Double Vanille from Guerlain is the vanilla. It is the vanilla to end all vanillas. If you are a vanilla lover, I'm sure you already have this in your collection because it is truly stunning. It's dark, it's moody, it's spicy, it has rum. It's a little sweet, a little smoky, a little creamy. It's a little bit of everything that you want it to be wrapped up in a beautiful package. I love the bottles. This is one of the customized bottles. So on the back I had it engraved with my name. It says Erin Nicole, and I picked the pink ribbon, pink top, and the little gold medallion, the little gold wax seal. This line of fragrances is so expensive. I do think it's a nice touch that they at least allow you to customize your bottle a little bit. And Guerlain is launching extracts. And in French it would be extrait. I feel like I usually see extrait. But on the website it just says extracts, which I believe are in the $600, $700 range. I cannot believe they are getting even more expensive. They're also launching a new fragrance. It's something gourmand. I was reading the notes. It sounds really nice. But I think the next one I have my eye on is Oud Nude. That one is another favorite. I just haven't sprung for it yet. But Spiritueuse Double Vanille, this is such a pretty vanilla. It's complex. It smells expensive. It smells like a crafted niche fragrance. It doesn't smell like a designer vanilla. It does not smell like Burberry Goddess. It's perfect. This is the perfect vanilla. If I had to create the perfect vanilla, or if somebody asked me if you could only choose one vanilla fragrance in your collection and that's it would have to be this one. Unfortunately, it looks like one of my holiday go-to fragrances has actually been discontinued. I was so sad. I was making my list and I looked up Ojan just so I could pull the notes, and it doesn't look like it's available anywhere. It's out of stock on the Parfums de Marly website, and it's now only available, I think, on Scent Split, which is really sad. And then I remembered that I think somebody left me a comment and told me that Ojan was discontinued. At the time, it must have been spring or summer. I just wasn't really thinking about it, and it didn't compute. But that's a shame because Ojan is one of the best, most interesting fragrances from Parfums de Marly. And my only thought is that hopefully maybe they will bring this back in the feminine bottles, because this is, of course, in the men's bottle. It's a unisex fragrance for sure. It just smells like the holidays. It's like the most realistic Thanksgiving, Christmas dessert spread. Also has a little honey in there. Definitely pick up a little honey. I don't think you can get your hands on this one anymore. But I'm going to just keep my fingers crossed and hope that they bring it back. So my next choice in line, instead of Ojan, since I can't talk about that one, Angel Share from Kilian. I also really like this fragrance. And I would put it in the same category. They don't really smell the same, but it's kind of a Christmassy, fall, winter, gourmand type of fragrance. It smells a little bit like baked goods or something really yummy you would eat during the holidays. So it's a nice holiday party fragrance. I actually think Angel Share leans a little bit more creamy vanilla. Wow, it's been a long time since I've smelled this. This was love at first smell for me. Now I'm reminding myself why I loved it so much. It almost has a butterscotch, butterbeer type of smell. It smells cozy. Smells really cozy. It smells like the holidays at home. Very nostalgic, would be beautiful for a holiday party. I would say if you're having maybe a more intimate holiday party, like if I were hosting a Christmas dinner, which we are hosting my parents for Christmas. I don't know if the house will be ready by then, but we're gonna do our best. If you are hosting like a really nice gathering, maybe of friends, family, this would be a really great fragrance to wear. If you're getting really dressed up and going out for a really fancy holiday party, then I might choose one of the others on the list. But if you're having something a little bit more intimate, I think this is really beautiful. It's one of those fragrances that you kind of want to draw somebody in a little bit closer, you know, when you're talking a little bit closer with people, they're going to be able to smell this on you. And finally, I didn't think this list would be complete without my Chanel pick. And if I were going to a really fabulous holiday party and I wanted to choose a Chanel fragrance, I would have to go with Allure Sensuelle. I was actually torn between Coco Noir and Allure Sensuelle. I think both would be incredible choices because they are statement makers and they're so classic. I tend to lean towards Allure Sensuelle since it's a bit harder to find. It has May Rose, frankincense, amber, patchouli, and vanilla. It's technically not an exclusive, but it might as well be because I believe it's only available in beauty boutiques. Probably other Chanel boutiques. It's the closest thing Chanel has to a gourmand fragrance. It's not really what the house is known for. So it still has the May Rose, the jasmine, still has all of the scents that are found in every Chanel fragrance. But it does have a little bit more of a creamy, dreamy dry down. It's a little spicy. It's so beautiful. It is such a romantic fragrance. This is definitely perfect for a holiday party. I really love the spiciness and I love the warmth from the amber and the vanilla. It is such a pretty fragrance. I believe it's back in stock. It was out of stock on the Chanel website for a really long time. I believe it's back. It's exceptional. This is definitely worth trying if you haven't tried Allure Sensuelle. And that completes my list of the best holiday party fragrances for 2023. This is my rotation right here. I will be wearing some combination of these fragrances that we talked about. And we do have a couple holiday parties on the calendar already. It is, of course, Art Basel in Miami, so I'm starting to get some emails about events. I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to get into, but my friends and I always try to get together around the holidays as well. It's just a busy time of year. So one thing is for sure, we're going to be smelling good. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked hearing my list. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. Definitely leave me your recommendations and suggestions. I swear you have the best taste in fragrances. You're always putting me onto something new. So if you have a go-to holiday fragrance or maybe a handful of just go-to best of the best holiday fragrances, drop them in the comment section. I want to read through your list as well. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.